Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round two of the Emirates Drift Championship here live from Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. And as you can see, cars on the line, ready to go. We are ready for action. And a slight change, and I must apologise for the slight miscommunication in timings. It was 7:30 p.m, as you've probably already guessed. And a slight change in our format. We are now going to run a top 24 with so many drivers qualifying. We decided to go for a top 24. Oh, and looks like we may have a false start. We'll have to see what happens here. As the first driver off the line will be Anthony Habib and Moayad Hamdan. We're going to find out what is going to happen here. As you can see, Anthony Habib has completed his first run, and we didn't get the lead car off the line. So we are going to try and find out what is happening. And it looks like it might be a 10-0 to Anthony Habib, as Moayad pulls back to the line now in the lead position. I don't know if he was ready to go, so we're going to find out how this one's going to play out. This is going to come down to the judges. Okay, so we're just hearing now that the car shut down when he went to launch it off the line. So it will be a 10-0 to Anthony Habib. And what can he do from the lead position now, Hamad? He has all the pressure on his shoulders. Not the way we like to see these drivers go out. As they both leave the line now, this is going to be hard work for Hamad in that BMW in the lead position. Oh, and it's wheels off track. 2 wheels off track for both drivers. And they now make it round that first long outside zone. Good transition back now. Anthony Habib keeping his distance, wants to keep his nose clean in this one, as Hamad tries everything he can to try and throw that chase car off, but all he has to do is keep close enough. Oh, and it's an over-rotation for Hamad, and that will be all she wrote for him as he screams that car off circuit, unhappy with his performance and the car. So we have to make it official. He flings the door open. You can see he's visibly upset. So we have a marshal down there. He will signify who the winner is. So Anthony Habib gets the win, advances through. To the top 16. We lose Moayad Hamad out of competition. Next up, we do have a buy run. We have 2 buy runs this evening. First one will be this one. Ali Shazwani will have a buy run. So all he has to do is initiate the first corner, and he will fulfill the buy run. You can see him chilling there, arm out the door. So Shazwani waits for the track to be reset before we go again. So as soon as we get that golf buggy off the circuit down there, cones down on that first long outside zone, as soon as those cones are down, we will get on with this buy run. Ali Shazwani will be signalled to look at the traffic light, which is now in play, as you can see it there. As soon as that light goes green, the lead car has to leave the start line. So there we go, it goes green. You can see it reflecting on our Emirates Drift Championship start line. And Ali Shazwani flicks that car in and initiates the first corner, which means the buy run is complete. He now secures himself a spot in the top 16 to take on Samir Sabet. So Shazwani there just getting a feel of the track. The temperature has dropped dramatically here in Yas Marina Now the sun has set. Track conditions drop down to 16 degrees here in the Middle East. So Shazwani fulfilling all of the zones, doing what he needed to do. Just maybe a little bit of a nerve shaker there, trying to get that first run in competition under his belt and out of the way. And even though it's not a full battle, still would have just settled the nerves ever so slightly. We go back to the start line to the next battle. It's going to be Adam Nabil to take on Sheikh Hamad Al Nayan. And Hamdan in that incredible S15, the purple V8 one, sitting alongside the matte black V8 S15. Now, Adam Nabil, a man that I've been keeping my eye on since round one in Liwa, an incredible young talent coming through, just struggling to calm the aggression, just struggling to keep his cool. What can Hamdan do in the chase position in this purple V8 S15? A beautiful looking street car, but underneath full pro build. Here we go, light goes green, both cars jump off the line and slam through the gears as Adam Nabil screams to initiation. Well, sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. We did have a slight technical issue with our cameras there, so we are going to have to look back at a replay to see exactly what went down. Our judges are seeing this on the ground with their own eyes, so they would have been able to call that, but we will need a replay at some point. As you can see, Hamdan back on the line in lead position, thumbs up there to Adam Nabil, so we will see what happens if we manage to get a replay of that. They're back on the line, ready to go. We're going to run the second half of the battle. It will be Sheikh Hamdan now to lead out Adam Nabil. The young driver, Anarchy Drift Team, rolls that car back to take a bit of a run up to this, slams it back into gear. So we get the thumbs up from both drivers. They get told to look for the traffic light. There we go. Light goes green. They come off the line. Hamdan screams through the gears. Look at this separation already. What can Adam Nabil do? Oh, but it's shallow from Hamdan. He's on the inside of the circuit, evading that qualifying line, but it's scrappy from Adam in chase, trying to keep up with that V8 S15 out front. Absolutely flying away now is Hamdan as he screams through the circuit, looks for that final outside zone, manages to find it, but zero proximity from the young man behind as he goes wheels over the edge of the circuit. There we go. This is a replay of the second half of the run. You can see there, completely misses that first outside zone. Does Hamdan, as he flicks the car now, starts to get himself back into that qualifying line, fulfills outside zone 3 quite nicely, and then picks up that inside zone, transitions in the wrong part of the circuit, but doesn't upset the chase car as Adam Nabil, no proximity, and you can see wheels over there. Here we go. Looks like decision's in. I don't think we will get a replay of the first half of the run, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. We wait for our marshal down there on the ground to hear the signal, and he will signal to the car that wins. As these guys get out of the car and shake hands and smile. They had a lot of fun, that's for sure. Here we go. Who is going to get the win? Oh, and it's going to be Sheikh Hamdan getting the win. Adam Nabil knocked out of competition once again as Sheikh Hamdan moves forward in competition. Needs to clean up that lead line as we get into the top 16. Things are going to start getting hot and heavy. Slams in the car, big smiles all round and thumbs up to the camera as he takes it back to the paddock. Back on the start line though, the action moving thick and fast here tonight in Yas Marina. Lucas Garrett's take on Mahmoud Rifat. So if you remember from qualifying, Lucas Garrett in that green Ford Mustang, very steady, careful line. Didn't have the impact though to score high points, but Mahmoud Rifat struggling in that turbo 350Z. Will he have the pace to keep up with a Mustang? As we know, Lucas Garrett, a very clean lead. As we see a Marshall going for a run. And we have a camera on track. So we go inside the Ford Mustang of Lucas Garrett. Both guys slam the cars into gear. They look for the green light. We can see it there. It goes amber, drops to green, and it's time to go as Lucas Garrett comes through the chicane, through the gears, down, looks for initiation. And a failed initiation. Oh, and problems there again from Mahmoud Rifat. Now starts to try and get that car working, that 350Z. Not wanting to play ball tonight here in Yas Marina as Lucas Garrett, once again, clean line, just no impact, no real big style that the judges were looking for here at the Emirates Drift Championship. Into that final outside zone, one wheel dipped in between those white lines and across the line. We take a look back at the replay. It looks like Mahmoud Rifat shut that car down after the second inner clip. So it could be a 10-0 here to Lucas Garrett. We're going to see when we get back to the start line. You can see just in the background here, you can see the amount of separation. Well, he pulls back to the line, does Mahmoud Rifat. Maybe he feels that the car can work. Lucas Garrett, with all of the points in his basket at the moment, they pull up to the line, ready for action. Lucas Garrett, well, hopefully he spoke to his spotters and said, what do I need to do? And they may have told him, keep it steady, keep it clean, give him some room to manoeuvre that car, not 110%, as Mahmoud Rifat now fires that car in. A very late initiation from both guys. It's wobbly, it's unsteady. You can see Lucas Garrett struggling to balance that Mustang behind the 350Z. That 350 not running on all 6 cylinders. They get in to that outside zone 3, cuts across the circuit. Oh, and it's wheels over on the inside for Mahmoud Rifat, and wheels off circuit once again. That car shuts down, and he shuts it down completely and pulls off the track, and that will be a gifted win to Lucas Garrett. There we go, take a look back at the replay, and yeah, that car been plagued with issues all day today. And Lucas Garrett will take an easy win, because as we say, things moving forward will not be as easy. You can see there the shutdown from Mahmoud Rifat. We go back to the line. It's going to be Moayad Hamad to take on Hazim Ghazali. I'm going to get those guys into the burnout box to warm up tyres. And there we go, one car warmed up, ready for action, and it will be our lead car. Moayad Hamad pulls to the line as we await Hazim Ghazali in that E30 BMW to warm tyres, and not quite finished yet, as he wants to take one more spin around, make sure he is primed and ready for battle. As Hamad sits on the line, that S15 fronted S14 supercharged V8 hangs out the bonnet, and could be an issue with Hazim Ghazali's car in the burnout box maybe. Now he starts to get it to work. Here we go. Pulls up to the line into that chase position. Here we go. Anti-lag fires from Hazim Ghazali's BMW E30. And they are green and ready to go off the line through the chicane. Big clutch kick initiation for Hamad, who fires that car in. Oh, and it's scrappy from the chase driver. Hazim Ghazali holding on out back, but it's scrappy from the lead as well. He needs to clean this one up. Gets himself into outside zone 3. No proximity. And not even into that qualifying line as Ghazali goes to shut it down, straightens, has to reinitiate, and that car not playing ball, and it wasn't right from the burnout box. Take a look back at the replay, and you can see Hamad into that first outside zone. Ghazali tries to stay with him, and you can see the issue straight away. Straightens there on that transition, gets himself back into it, then starts to work that car where it needs to be, drops wheels over, takes out the cones on that second in a clip, and then goes for outside zone 5. The car does not want to play ball though, and shuts down at the end of the run. So the gaffer tape comes out to try and hold that front bumper on to the BMW. So a quick repair job with some gaffer tape. So both guys on the line ready to go. Our start line marshal gives them the thumbs up, tells them to look at the traffic light. He presses the button, and the anti-lag once again fires on that BMW E30. Will it play ball this time? He comes off the line, the lead position. Hazim Ghazali to lead out Moayad, Hamad. Oh, it's a big separation, and now Moayad, Hamad out back, struggles to initiate. Now gets himself into it. Oh, straight though. Oh, both cars go straight. As Hamad gets himself back into it. And will he complete the rest of the run? It was told in the briefing if one car shuts down or one car falls off circuit to complete the run. So unsure what happened off the start line there. It looked like that S15 fronted S14 did not want to pick up and come off the line, then got working, then straightened there, and you can see he goes for the big flick across the circuit, but Hazim Ghazali shuts that car down. And Moayad Hamad will get the win in that S15 fronted S14 and advance through to the top 16. Take on our second place qualifier Nasser Al Habali. Oh, and you can see there that E30 BMW being pushed off track. So we move back to the line to our next battle. Just 2 left to go in our top 24. It will be Khalifa Al Falasi to take on Daniel Magsumov. And this will be a good battle. Khalifa Al Falasi, finishing on the 3rd step of the podium at round 1. Daniel Magsumov looking good in qualifying in that S15. Will be that 180SX to take on the S15. He stages himself back off the start line. Knows that Falasi's fast. There we go, light goes amber, light goes green, Falasi to lead, Daniel to give chase as he goes for the dive. Oh, and he goes for an early initiation, it doesn't work for him, and now he's struggling. You can see Falasi up and gone, he's lost in the smoke, is Maximov, he's going to struggle to get himself back into the fight here as Falasi gets himself into outside zone 3 and he's up and gone. The young man is flying from the Pro Drift Academy. Maximov dives across the circuit, jumps into outside zone 5, tries to find some proximity, but he just can't hang with a youngster. Yeah, look at this, goes for an early initiation, just can't get that car to react, and then from there on out, it's all pain for Daniel Maximov. As Maximov, look, goes for a dive once again, car doesn't really react. It looks like he's gripped it up to 100 to keep up with Falasi. Falasi, though, absolutely up and gone, no messing around from that youngster. As he puts the rear wheel in to that outside zone 5, and he disappears away from Daniel Maximov. They go, both guys to pull back up towards the start line. Khalifa Falasi to now chase down Daniel Maximov. So Maximov hoping to lay down a heater of a lead run, because at the moment sitting with a deficit from my side, or my view of that first half of the battle. So we get the thumbs up all around. The drivers wait for the green light. And they are off the line, ready to go. Daniel Maximov to lead out Khalifa Falasi. Look at that from Falasi. Big dive contact on initiation. Maximov goes way off the circuit. Falasi shuts it down. And the judges, and I think everybody around, are going to want to see a replay of this, as they both get themselves back into it again, as requested by the judges. If there is contact, try to continue drifting as much as you can. Right, let's take a look back at the replay. Oh, and it was a straight line initiation from Daniel Maximov. I think that the judges are going to deem Daniel a fault for this. In my opinion, judges were looking for an opposite flick, a faint initiation. And I wonder if Khalifa Falasi expected it. Both guys out of the car. They embrace and wave to the crowd. Yeah, and you can see that contact pushing Daniel Maximov off the circuit. Yeah, the contact there. Interesting. One or other judges are going to deem this one, so we're going to find out who gets the win. So decisions in, and it looks like the winner will be Khalifa Falasi. Khalifa Falasi gets the win. Yeah, the initiation from Daniel Maximov calls in the contact, and Falasi goes through into the top 16. The young man goes from strength to strength. And we move on to the final battle of our top 24, and it will be Xavier Alexander to take on Moayad Debas. So Debas to pull into that chase position. Xavier Alexander got it down on the second qualifying run, a 0 in his first. So Xavier to lead, Debas to give chase. So thumbs up from both our drivers. Car slam into gear. And Maya saying she struggles to keep the pace, keep up with drivers in that lead position. What can she do here where it matters? Comes off the line smokes the tyre straight away, but does manage to keep up. Goes for the opposite flick, but it's a little bit too late, and that allows Xavier Alexander to get away, but he is Will over the edge of the white line, and now Moayad does keep up with him. A little slack on proximity, but she's closer. But she drops 3 wheels off the edge of the circuit. Gets herself back on as Xavier Alexander does a sterling job out front, and you can see Moayad struggling once again. Xavier late into outside zone 5 as he puts that rear wheel as close to the white line as he dare, and across the line he goes. So look at this, initiation, wheels over, but it all goes wrong for Moayad as she flicks this car here. Look at this car, loses grip. Just about keeps a wheel on the circuit. Almost a 10-0 into the hands of Xavier Alexander. Puts the rear wheel into outside zone 5 a little late, but no proximity, no fight from Moayad as we now get them back on the line and swap them around. So there we go, Moayad pulls to the line. Xavier Alexander sits patiently in that chase position as we get the cones on that first outside zone reset. So as soon as we get our track staff off of the track and into a safe position, you can see them there in that golf buggy making their way past the start line now. We are ready to send cars. We get the thumbs up all around from both cars. Devas now to lead out. Xavier Alexander for a spot in the top 16 awaits. The last spot of our top 16 to be filled. Get the green light and they are off through the gears. Moayad struggled to get that car into gear, almost failed the initiation, but does get it to work, and Xavier Alexander dealt with it. Now tries to rein in some proximity, flicks that car through that inner zone. Devas doing an okay job at the moment. She looks for outside zone 3, goes wide once again. Gets herself back onto circuit. Xavier Alexander doing a good job trying to follow a scrappy lead. Almost over-rotates as Devas puts him on the inside of the circuit. Opens up the throttle. They're on the inside and across the line. And you can see there how that upset the line of Xavier Alexander. And Devas going wide once again there. And for somebody who was going to drive in the pro class, not much twinning practice.